Weather at Your Fingertips, written by Judy, illustrated by Terri and Chicko. What is the weather? All the air around the earth is called the atmosphere. Weather is what's happening in the atmosphere all the time. It might be hot or cold, cloudy or sunny, rainy or snowy, windy or calm. The weather changes from day to day, and it is different all over the world. The sun. The sun warms the earth, but some parts of our planet get more sunlight and heat than other parts. At the equator, the middle line around the earth, the sun shines almost straight down all year long. The weather is always hot. At the north and south poles, the sun rays hit the earth at a slant, so the heat isn't very strong. These places are always cold. In most other places, the weather changes in a cycle. These cycles are called seasons. Temperature. Temperature is how hot or cold something is. A thermometer measures the temperature of the air in numbers called degrees. The hottest day ever was recorded in Libya, Africa. It was 136 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest temperature on record is 129 degrees Fahrenheit below zero in Antarctica. So the earth rotates around the sun, right? And here, the part of the earth tilted towards the sun gets more sunlight and has summer. Spring and fall both receive about the same amount of sunlight. The part of the earth tilted away from the sun gets less sunlight and has winter. Clouds. Even though you cannot see it happening, clouds form where there is enough moisture in the air and when that moisture rises high up into the sky. Rain comes from clouds, and rain makes plants grow. How clouds form. As the sun heats the earth, water from the oceans, lakes, and other wet places floats into the air as an invisible gas called water vapor. When the water vapor rises, it cools and turns into tiny water droplets. Millions of these water droplets bunch together to form clouds. The sun warms Earth's water. Liquid water evaporates. Water vapor rises into the atmosphere. Clouds form as the water vapor cools and condenses. Kinds of clouds. There are many kinds of clouds. Cumulus clouds are fluffy and white, like puffs of cotton. They often appear in blue skies. Stratus clouds are flat, gray, and can cover the sky like a blanket. They can be a sign of rain or snow. Cirrus clouds are thin, wispy, and float high in the sky. Tall, dark cumulonimbus clouds may bring thunderstorms. Fog. Sometimes cloud forms nearer the ground instead of the sky. Everything looks gray from inside this cloud, and it is hard to see things that are right in front of you. This is called fog. Thick fog often forms in places close to water and in mountain valleys. Wet weather. Usually water falls to the ground as rain. It can also fall as icy snow, sleet, or hail. All this wet weather is called precipitation. Different conditions in the air create different types of precipitation. Rain. When the water droplets inside the cloud bump into each other, they make bigger droplets. When the droplets become too heavy to float in the air, they fall to the ground as drops of rain. Sometimes it is a light drizzle, other times it is a heavy downpour. Very heavy rains can cause floods. Snow. Sometimes water freezes in a cloud and tiny ice crystals form. When the crystals join together, they become snowflakes. It can snow very lightly, or there can be a blizzard, heavy snow, and strong winds. No two snowflakes are exactly the same. Sleet and hail. Sometimes raindrops freeze into little pieces of ice on their way to the ground. This is called sleet. At other times, lumps of ice form inside thunderstorm clouds. These balls of ice are called hailstones. Most are about the size of peas, but they can be as big as golf balls. Hail can cause a lot of damage. Stormy weather. The air around the earth is moving all the time. That movement is called wind, but sometimes it is just a gentle breeze. but very strong winds can also blow. Tornadoes, hurricanes, and sometimes thunderstorms create dangerous and destructive winds. Lightning contains up to 30 million volts of electricity. A light bulb only has about 120 volts running through it. Thunderstorms. Thunderstorms bring rain, wind, thunder, and lightning. Sometimes too much electricity builds up in storm clouds. The electricity leaps out of the sky as a streak of lightning. Thunder is the sound of lightning. Tornadoes. Tornadoes are very strong funnel-shaped windstorms that can start over land. The wind can twist at speeds of over 250 miles per hour. Tornadoes can do a lot of damage in a very short time. Like a giant vacuum cleaner, they suck up everything in their path. Trees, cars, roofs, and even whole houses. Hurricanes. Hurricanes are storms that form over the ocean. They form in a circle hundreds of miles across and can last many days. If a hurricane moves over land, the high winds and heavy rains can damage houses and buildings. The wind can also cause giant waves to pound the shore. Weather watch. People need to know what kind of weather is coming. This helps farmers plant their crops and pilots plan their flights. It saves lives when dangerous storms approach, and by knowing the weather, we can pack our umbrellas or plan for a day at the beach. Satellites take pictures of clouds and storms from orbit. Observing the weather. Meteorologists are scientists who study the weather, and hydrologists forecast floods. They work together using special instruments to measure things like wind, temperature, and air pressure. Balloons and satellites also gather weather information from high above us. Rain gauges measure how much rain is falling. Predicting the weather. Forecasters study weather information. With the help of computers, they make maps and charts to predict what the weather will be like. We can get weather forecasts from television, radio, newspapers, and the internet. This background is a Doppler radar map. You can see these maps on TV weather shows. Weather balloons take measurements high in the air. Barometers measure air pressure. Changing weather. Day and night, scientists are busy watching the weather. It can quickly change from heavy rains to sparkling sunshine with a beautiful rainbow. Look up at the sky and make your own prediction about tomorrow's weather. Weather vanes show wind direction. Anemometers measure wind speed.